Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to do a little bit different of a video. As you might know, the company that I own has just released its own borosilicate powders, and we are getting ready to release actually our own line of synthetic mica powders. Right now, here's the borosilicate powders. They're called Shift. I've got them listed up on the website. And then here, of course, are the synthetic micas. They are not listed yet, but they will be as soon as they get released. Today's video, actually, I wanted to do, it's going to be a color change video, but I wanted to show something a little bit different than normal, right? Most other companies, at least all the other companies that I know of, they show their color shifts against clear and against black. And our powders are a smaller diameter and have a much wider use. So we're going to try them in some different colors today. So I've kind of curated a few different colors, and I'll probably break this down into multiple videos. But I've curated a couple different colors, and we are going to just add the synthetic micas and the color shifts, the borosilicate color shifts in, and I will show you exactly how they react in colors that are not white, clear, or black. Okay, like I said, on the left we've got the borosilicate, on the right this is synthetic mica. We're actually going to start with synthetic mica. I am going to break this down probably into 4 videos, so like 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. There's a ton of colors to get through, and I just want to kind of make sure that I cover it as good as possible. So we're probably going to do like these 5 today, and then the next video, part 2, will be these 5, and then we'll split these up as well. So we're going to start with the synthetic mica. I've picked a couple of colors to see how they do. Watermelon is one. Of course, Chameleon Dye by Luremaking. That's a peanut butter and jelly color. We're going to try purple, which is Violet 193. And then I think we're probably going to do a red and a plum. I just haven't picked those colors out yet. So we'll be right back in 1 minute. Also, if you'll notice, we're shooting our Flex Fin Shad mold. I love this mold. This thing is just incredible. And probably one of the top sellers, too. These things, people can't stop buying these things. So we'll be right back once our plastic is ready and we are good to go and set up. Okay, we're back. So for our control, we're going to do exactly 1 cup of plastic for everything, and then we're going to use a 1/16 of a teaspoon of the flake that we choose, and then we'll just say like 15 drops for everything. So the first one we're going to try, synthetic mica again. This is called RX4, purple to kind of light green shift. And we're going to be using cherry red dye from Luremaking. So again, do 15 drops of the cherry red. Actually, we'll do a 1/16 of this first. And these are all so named on the website as well. So I'm using RX4. It'll also be called RX4 on the website. And we can see in just plain plastic, it is like a purple blue. Looks kind of like the night sky. Seems to be little silver specks in there. And to that, we're going to add 15 drops. We'll just do 10. We're going to do 10 drops of cherry red dye. Alright, that is exactly 10 drops. And we're going to mix this in. can see we get like a galaxy color. So we get a purple red. I'll put some out on the counter for you. It appears red. I don't know if you can see that purple glint to it. But let's go ahead and shoot this mold. And we'll see what we come up with. Alright, we'll be right back for the demold on this. Alright, we're back. Let's go ahead and demold this. Keep in mind, we did 10 drops. 10 drops is super heavy. You'd normally just use like 5 or less. Alright. And I don't know how well the camera is showing this. I'm going to try and... But there's a very purple tint to it. You can see there in the center, the sprue looks purple. There's a good shot. Top looks purple, bottom looks red. Let me see if I turn this light out, if it accentuates it at all. Maybe you can see a little bit more of the purple. There's a close-up, and as I roll it, as the light hits it and passes through it, you can see purple and red. So let's come back. We're going to shoot the same mold, and we're going to do another drop of plastic, but we're going to do, let's do 3 drops of the red, and see if this brings out that color shift a little bit more. This is great. I can definitely see it, purple to red. But let's see what we can't do with a few less drops. So we'll do 3 drops and 1 cup of plastic on the next one. Alright, we're back. So we're going to do 3 drops of cherry red. And then the same 1/16 of RX4. And we'll get that mixed in there. That, very purpley, looks like a galaxy. Red, purple, kind of looks like silver. And we'll go ahead and get this mold shot. We'll be right back when this is ready to go. Alright, we're back. Now let's go ahead and unmold this or demold this. Alright. Maybe it was the color I chose, but I feel like you can see this one a lot better. Purple to red. And remember guys, these are mica powders. This is not borosilicate. This is not, we're not expecting to see a gigantic color shift here. Micas are more about subtle change. So, you can see here, the red to purple. I can see it really well in person, and you can see it's sort of like highlighted purple. It almost looks like we put flake in there, but we didn't. I know you can see that on the camera, just a little glints of different pieces of the mica there. So there you go, that is red, and keep in mind we may do a different red here soon, but this is a very transparent red, and I picked that specifically to show that you know, instead of clear plastic, you know, use a transparent color and you get this very subtle highlight. So not only do you get a shift, but you can see it looks like there's flake added, which we added none. And you can kind of see the red on the bottom here, purple on the top there. That might be. Of course, however the light hits it, right, underwater, is going to be how it reflects. So there you guys go. That is the transparent red with the RX4 powder. We're going to come right back and we will have some other colors and other powders for you. Alright, we are back, and if you can hear the rain on the roof, it started to rain. I'm in North Carolina. Of course, it's rainy. It's been probably the rainiest year we've ever had. So we're going to do chameleon dye next. We're going to do 3 drops. There's 3 drops. Super light, transparent purple color. And to this we're going to add FX1, which as you can see is kind of a copper chartreuse. So here's our 16th. And we'll get that mixed in. Now, I don't know if you can see that, but that is a very shiny yellow kind of green on the top. Oh, there's a good one. Looks like a melon with like light pink melon, and then kind of a sawgrass color going through the body. So let's go ahead and shoot this mold, see what we get. Of course, we'll suck up a little bit of air, as is par for the course. Alright. So you'll know that I've done a video actually on this color before. Chameleon dye is a purple brown. It makes the perfect colored peanut butter and jelly baits. Just add a little bit of black flake, and it's man, the light hits it, it's brown to purple. This, even though it is a purple dye, is already looking very pink because of the color shift. Looks like a very light pink at this point. So we'll be right back and we'll show you the demold. Alright, we're back. And here's this color, and this is kind of crazy because this is a purple brown color shift, but the shift in the powder, the mica, has made it pink. And then of course you can see the inside. It looks like there is like sawgrass colored, like light green, light yellow, all through the inside there. So let's go ahead and open up this mold. Whew. Pink works. Pink works. So it's kind of pink on the bottom, and you can see a shift on the top. It's kind of, it looks like it's trying to shift toward green. That's just as the light passes through it. Now remember, this is a purple dye, so for it to shift this much, I mean, just kind of lays justice to the fact that you can use these in other colors other than black. So there you go, and as I rotate it, I didn't put any flake in this, but it looks like there's like chartreuse flake in there. And you can kind of see, I know it's very light, but pink on the bottom and kind of this light green on the top. As I roll it and the light hits it, oh, there it is. This top one looks really good. But it also, it has a little shimmer from the mica. You can see right there, that's mica. That's not glitter or anything that we put in there. So there we go. That's the chameleon dye and the FX1. And we'll be right back. We're going to do a different color. Let's do watermelon, and we'll do our FX4. Alright, we're back. Got another cup of plastic. We're going to do 3 drops of watermelon. 1, 2, 3. That's Watermelon 101 from Loreworks. Get that all mixed in. Looks like a very light colored turd green. Alright. To this we're going to add FX4, and this time we're actually going to add an 1/8. So you've seen kind of what it looks like with a smaller amount, so let's add a larger amount. Let's see, you know, what ends up happening. That's about an 1/8. Alright. And let's get this mixed in. And you can see that. That's like a pea green on the outside, or like a slime green, and then it's just got this nuclear blue on the inside. Very shiny. Alright, let's go ahead and shoot this mold. And we'll be right back for the demold. Okay, we're back. Let's go ahead and demold this. Take a peek at what we got. Oh man. Alright, that is green to blue. You can see as I hold it up to the light, bottom part looks green, top part looks blue. From this angle you can see the sprue looks blue. And then as I rotate it, you'll see blue over into green. That's a good shot right there. Blue and green. Take a couple of these off. Whew. I would definitely throw this color. But you can see blue to green shift. Looks like there's flake in there, even though we didn't add any. Looks kind of like the core is blue, and around it is green. That's a good light passing through it. You can see the bottom's green, the top is blue. And I'll tell you what, I think we might come back and do some laminates. Because, you know, the big question is, you know, like, what do people use these for? And a lot of times it's for laminates. I mean, you use mica every time you use a pearl powder. You use mica every time you use, I mean, you can use straight mica, like this is used in our gooseberry, right? Black and purple. Anytime you want really vibrant blues or reds, 9 times out of 10 that is a mica powder. So we're going to come back and we're probably going to do some laminates. Maybe I'll do a laminate with this color here. And then we'll get to doing some other colors for you. Okay, we're back. We're going to try one of my favorite colors next, at least as far as colorant is concerned. This is going to be Lureworks Mint Brown, kind of like a green to brown shift. So we'll do 3 drops. There we go. Brown on the inside, kind of a tinge of green around the outside. To that, we're going to add some of this RX6. And we'll do a full eighth, just like we did previously. There we go. And we'll get this mixed in. And you can see that really brings out the green. That's very green with kind of a tinge of brown. So it kind of took it the opposite direction from what we first had. Alright, let's go ahead and bleed this injector and shoot this mold. Hold pressure a few seconds after. Alright, and we'll be back for the demold. Okay, we're back. So this is the sprue. You can see super light brown, lots of green, yellow, silver kind of in the middle there. I think that if you were to use a few more drops of brown, I think it would really stand out. But we can go ahead and open up this mold and see what we got. Okay. Alright. Brown to green. That's a good shot. See brown around the edges, green in the middle. And when you, oh, that's really good. You see brown on top, green on the bottom. This in the water would absolutely slay because as the light hits it, it reflects different ways. And there is this brown to green, and again it looks kind of like we added flake even though we did not. I'd definitely throw this color. I think maybe a few more drops of brown, darken up a little bit, but this, I mean, I would throw this as is. This is very nice. I like the tail. Tail is nice and light. But there you go. That is in mint brown with the RX6. We've got one more color left in this video, and we are going to do Violet 193. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and we're going to do the last color for this video, and then there'll be a second video later. We are going to do Violet 193. I actually have a separate video just on this color. Clearly, you know, saturation levels and everything being what they are. That video will cover, you know, like 40 drops per cup with a whole bunch of different flake sizes. But for now, we're going to do 3 drops. Now, that's closer to like 4 or 5. Kind of oozed out of the bottle there. Alright, and as you can see, that's a nice red purple. To that we're going to add our RX2, and we'll do a full eighth as we've been doing. And we'll get this mixed in. Alright, now we have a kind of red purple. This is pretty much a plum color, and then it looks kind of gold sparkling through there, that mica powder, but I can see hints of green in there as well. So I'll go ahead and shoot the mold. Alright, we'll be right back for this demold. Alright, we are back with our last color. This is like a purple and copper colored, almost like purple and gold. Hello, Prince. Anyone? When Doves Cry? Huh. I think if there's one thing I'm good for, it's making a joke that most of this generation wouldn't get because they weren't alive for it. But go look it up. When Doves Cry by Prince. You know, another great song. I'm good for that. Some song from the '80s that, you know, no one remembers except for me. So, but yeah, purple and gold or purple and copper. Let's go ahead and open this mold and see what we got. Okay. Alright. So, light and dark purple. Kind of a blue undertone there. And then you can see flecks of copper or gold all the way throughout. And again, it could be a saturation issue as to, well, there you go, you can see that. Because as you saw, about 5 drops tumbled in, where normally we've been doing 3 drops. But there you go, you can kind of see that sharp, what is it, that's like a copper fleck. Really kind of brings out the dark purple in this color. You can see here as the light passes through, here's a light purple, there's a darker purple. Again, underwater, I mean, this would get absolutely slayed. Oh, there's a good one. Light purple up front, kind of darker purple at the back. So there you go. Oh, that's a good shot there too. Kind of light and dark purple. So that is RX2 in our violet color. And we'll be back in 1 second. I'll just lay them all out so that you guys can kind of see what we've done and the colors associated with them and everything. Obviously, you know, it could be a saturation thing, right? Like, the darker, the more colorant that you use, the darker it's going to be. And depending on what color that is, obviously it's going to depend on how well this mica is going to shine through. The traditional method is black, right? The darkest that it can be, and it will still shine through on the black just fine, but the proof is kind of in the pudding here. You can use it on other colors that are not just black and clear. So we'll be back in 1 second. Alright, so this is going to be the last little part of this video. I know it's been going on a long time, but we've got all the colors in the order that we poured them down here. We've got the dyes that or the chameleon micas that we used right here, and then we've got the colorant that we used up here. So we can see cherry red, that was our first one with the RX4, and we had that red purple. We can see chameleon dye with the FX1, and that turned it into that pink with that chartreuse. The watermelon 101 we put the FX4 in, and that gave it that kind of green-blue highlight. The mint brown, that was the RX6, and that gave it kind of the copper. What is that? That's not really copper. It's like a sprayed grass type of deal. And then the violet 193, we did the RX2, and that was the copper. That was the Prince. So there you go. There will be another video in this series, and if you guys have any questions or comments, let me know in the comments below.